firstandmonday.com, your one-stop shop for all things internet.
Hi guys, this is Crete with firstandmonday.com. College football is almost here and we're pretty excited about it. I know you guys are too. The opening weekend for college football is one of the most anticipated sporting events of the whole sporting year. And to show our excitement, we've put together, along with our First and Monday fans, a 2015 college football preseason top 10 poll. We're going to break down each team in the top 10, show you all the key points, all of the highlights to make your college football season a much more enjoyable experience. So let's get started.
The number 16 winner countdown is the Auburn Tigers. Auburn finished the 2014 season with an 8-5 record and surprisingly just 4-4 in the SEC. A loss to Wisconsin in the Outback Bowl capped a somewhat disappointing season for the Tigers after the 2013 season, which saw Auburn make a run all the way to the championship game against eventual champs Florida State. The Tiger fan base is cautiously optimistic about the upcoming 2015 season. Auburn returns a ton of talent on offense for Coach Gus Malzahn to utilize in that deceptively powerful running game. The addition of Will Muschamp as defensive coordinator after his stint at the University of Florida should help a defense that struggled at times in 2014. Coach Malzahn has recruited well since arriving at Auburn and has a knack for finding guys that fit exactly what he wants to do. So it's no surprise that a team this high in the preseason rankings has recruited this well over the last several recruiting cycles. If there's one thing that we can say about the Auburn Tigers, it's you better come prepared to play. Coach Malzahn loves to speed up the game and keep the defense on their heels, and this formula has worked great for him. Quarterback Jeremy Johnson looks to take over the reins and lead a more balanced attack instead of the zone-heavy offense under departed Nick Marshall. However, top wide receiver target Duke Williams remains away from the team, citing discipline issues by Coach Malzahn. But Coach mentioned that Duke would be back with the team at some point in the future. This could possibly hamper the growth of Johnson if another receiver doesn't step up and Duke is away for an extended period of time. The Tigers should have a pair of new guys at the running back position, and they're set to compete for touches. One was the number 1 JUCO transfer, Javon Robinson, and the other one is sophomore Rock Thomas. Both guys are capable of running between the tackles and on the edges in Malzahn's scheme. If you don't know much about the wonderful story of offensive tackle Sean Coleman, go ahead and look it up. It's sure to brighten your day. As mentioned before, the addition of Will Muschamp as defensive coordinator was one of the better assisted coaching hires of 2015. The second best news for the Auburn faithful is the return of Carl Lawson from a torn ACL in 2014 that kept him out the entire season. This should have a pass rush that just produced 10 sacks in SEC play last season. Newcomer Brian Cowart should reap the benefits of playing opposite Lawson at the defensive end position. And Montravius Adams looks to have a big year at defensive tackle. Linebackers Casanova McKenzie and Chris Faust return to solidify the second line of defense. And 2 transfers look to start in the secondary, in Georgia transfer Trey Matthews and Michigan transfer Blake Countess. We have seen the Auburn Tigers ranked as high as number 2 on some sites and as low as 14 on others. There are obviously holes to fill when a team is all over the board, as the preseason prognosticators seem to think the Auburn Tigers are, but one thing is for certain, and that is Gus Malzahn will have his guys ready to play. An early season test against the dangerous Louisville Cardinals could determine the fate of the season. Couple that along with a brutal SEC West and Georgia in the East, and Auburn has a tough road ahead. However, we believe the 2015 Iron Bowl will determine the SEC West champion and represent the West in Atlanta for the SEC championship game. We're just not ready to pick a winner yet, although AU was picked to win the SEC at this year's SEC Media Days.
We're down to the 5th team in our top 10 countdown, the Spartans of Michigan State. Michigan State finished with an 11-2 record in 2014 with a thrilling win over Baylor in the Cotton Bowl. The 2 losses came at the hands of playoff teams in the Oregon Ducks and the eventual champs, Ohio State. The Spartans have been one of the more consistent teams in the Big Ten over the last several years and hope to continue the trend in 2014. You won't find Michigan State at the top of the rankings in regards to recruiting, but what you will find is the ability of Mark D'Antonio and his staff to recruit players that fit their personality and the ability to coach them into even better players. The offense returns one of the winningest quarterbacks in school history in Connor Cook. The third-year starter could set several all-time passing records by season's end. One of the reasons for his possible success in 2015, and maybe the biggest reason, is the return of one of the best offensive lines in the Big Ten and possibly the country. Center Jack Allen will lead the offensive line along with the talented left tackle Jack Conklin. The receiving corps will have to have someone step up big time to replace the departed Tony Lippett. The best way to do that is have a strong arm and accurate quarterback like Connor Cook. Delton Williams was suspended indefinitely in the spring, so that leaves Madre London, Gerald Holmes, and incoming freshman L.J. Scott jockeying for carries if Williams is not reinstated. Michigan State runs a pro-style offense built around a strong running game, so the running back position is key. The key to the Spartans' success over the last several seasons has been a stingy defense. They returned a dominant front in 2015, so the streak of great defenses should be extended. Shalik Calhoun and Lawrence Thomas anchor a very good front that should give opposing offenses fits all seasons. All three starting linebackers return, so experience is not a problem on the second level. The only question mark for the Spartans will be the secondary. Gone are Curtis Drummond and Trey Wayne, so someone will need to step up to take their place. A bevy of names are mentioned as possible replacements, and among them are junior Darian Hicks and freshman Vayante Copeland. The good news is the best pass coverage is a good pass rush, and the Spartans should have a very good pass rush. The Spartans get the Ducks again in 2015, but this time at home. Gone is the dangerous Marcus Mariota, so an early season win over the Ducks could send the Spartans into an undefeated matchup with the Ohio State Buckeyes on November 21st. Of course, another Big Ten team could beat the Spartans along the way, but they'll be favored in every other game. A Big Ten title is within reach for Michigan State, but it'll come down to that game in Columbus, and we predict another narrow loss to the Buckeyes and a big-time bowl game for the Spartans in 2015. So there you have it, guys. Two teams broken down by firstandmonday.com in our 2015 College Football Preseason Top 10 poll. Tune in for the remaining teams in our poll and go to firstandmonday.com for this and other content. We'll see you there.